Welcome back. You're still watching Citizen Extra, our special coverage of the party primaries, which continue in 10 counties today. 5 for Jubilee, 2 for ODM, and 1 for Wiper. Actually, that is 8, not 10, because Kisumu and Siaya has been postponed. Let's now head out to Orange Democratic Orange House here in Nairobi, the ODM party headquarters, where we do understand a number of aspirants from Taita Taveta, including Thomas Mwadegu, is there with complaints that even after the party primaries last week, the results have not been announced yet. Our reporter Patrick Igunza is there and gives us an update. Patrick.
Well, thank you very much indeed. We are coming to you live from the headquarters of the ODM party. It has been a good morning, and not so long ago we heard the man in charge of communication here, Philip Etale, just giving us an address in regards to what the party is doing as far as these party primaries go. But shortly after he was done, I mean, there was a number of individuals who actually just stormed into the office, perhaps just expressing themselves regarding issues that they term as unfair. And we, as you can see on my right hand side, we have another group of ODM party members as well as aspirants who have issues that they are saying the party is not running properly. Others are complaining about nullification of party primaries and how this particular exercise should be done. On my left hand side, we have a group of ODM party members and even aspirants who've come in here complaining that there is a lot of injustice happening. We have a group which I think is affiliated to Mwadegu, and they are saying that if he is not handed that certificate as the winner of the primaries that were held in Taita Taveta, then there will be no ODM in that particular county. And we will be trying to get a hold of him just to understand what exactly is happening. But I will start with this group of aspirants here who also are coming from the courts, and they have something to tell us. Labda tueleze tu majina na ni nini kinajiri asubuhi ya leo.
Kwa majina naitwa Andrew Mwakila na Kitari. Mimi nilikuwa nagombea kiti ya ubunge ya Budalange constituency kwa tikiti ya ODM. Tulifanya mchujo tarehe 13 mwezi wa 4. Lakini tukiangalia sisi tulidhulumiwa, wana ODM walidhulumiwa kwa sababu wana ODM walikuwa wanataka kupiga kura kwa njia inafaa. Tuna mgombea mmoja ambaye yeye alifanya kura hiyo na ilikuwa na lot of irregularities, to the extent that the ODM members of Budalangi were denied their will. There was a lot of injustice done to them. We complained, we appealed to the county tribunals. They've indicated us that true there were irregularities in the Budalangi nomination exercise. And they recommended and made a determination that in 3 polling stations, that is Sisenye, Makunda, and Maumau, the elections were riddled with a lot of irregularities, massive irregularities, and they nullified the results for those 3 polling stations. And they referred the matter to the National Appeals Tribunal. So we were also listened to, we appeared, we prosecuted our case. They have agreed with us that true, the injustice was done, and the ODM members of Budalangi were denied their will and their right. To the extent that they have also upheld the ruling of the County Appeal Tribunal, and they have nullified the election in those 3 polling stations and ordered for a repeat of the election in those 3 polling stations. And they have finally determined that as it stands now, we do not have a clear winner in ODM nomination exercise. There is no clear winner in the Budalangi, meaning therefore nobody has been issued with a certificate, nobody is going to be issued with a certificate until ODM members in the Budalangi will determine who their flag bearer is.
Okay, and so what brings you at this party headquarters today? What is it that you're seeking to achieve this morning?
What we are seeking to achieve first, we were asked after the ruling which was made at Mass Park Hotel on Ngong Road, was to come and collect the ruling, which we have collected, and we have the ruling with us. The appellants were 2, myself, Andrew Nakitari, and Honorable Vincent David Obara. We are the ones who appeal against these irregularities. Yeah, so we have been given the ruling, but in law, There is nothing like partial conducting of election in 3 polling stations. If irregularities have been proven the way they have been proven, the best thing they should have done, the noble thing, is to order a repeat in the entire constituency.
Okay. So is that what brings you here? Have you come here to engage the election board to ensure there is a repeat in Budalangi?
Yes. Yeah, in affirmative, so that the people, ODM members of Budalangi, using the ODM party members register, determine their flag bearer. Yes.
Thank you very much indeed. You've heard it there from an aspirant in Budalangi who actually says that they have been given an order for a repeat of that exercise because there was no clear winner after 3 polling stations. Results from 3 polling stations were actually nullified. If you may allow me, I will move over to where Mr. Mwadegu is actually addressing members of the press. We'll just get to hear what he is trying to allege and what him and his supporters actually are seeking to achieve. My camera person, if you may just tilt over to that particular side so that we can join Mr. Mwadegu and hear what he wants to say. And mount.
Find out where the tribunal is, go and talk to them, right? Find out from them what is all this nonsense, right? They may have an answer, but let me go and listen to them. I would like to hear from them. And don't forget, this is not the end of the matter. After the tribunal, we have the political parties tribunal, dispute resolution mechanism. From there, the procedures are so clear, the path is so clear. I'm not relenting. I don't start things I have no intention of finishing. That has been my life ever since my childhood.
Will you take part in the repeat poll?
No. We've made it very clear. I'm not taking part on the repeat exercise. I'm not. Let them go and vote by themselves. We will cross the bridge when we come to it. Certain decisions are made depending on the circumstances. So,
But you are willing to bolt out?
the question of bolting out does not arise. We fight them in there, but we are telling the party, this is the tire cream of ODM in Taita Taveta. If they make a decision that they are bolting out of the party, that is a decision. I'll go by their decision. In fact, that question should have gone to the chairman, and they are all here. The chairman are here. Ask the chairman, what have they decided? If they don't get what they want, what are they going to do? So ask them.
They've indicated that no Mwadegu, no ODM. Are you okay with that assertion?
Me, as an individual, I'm a member of ODM. If my party leaders have said that, who am I to say otherwise? I go by my people. I'm with my people. Is that what my people have said? No Mwadegu? No ODM. So they have said.
No Raila. No ODM. No ODM.
No, as far as I'm concerned about provisional certificate, like everybody else, I have it. So if Ruto Adon, he would have been given the provisional certificate, the gap between him and me is approximately 3,000. Let's get the IEBC register together with the ODM register. How many registered voters do we have in those polling stations? How many? Do they number 3,000? They don't. So it is an exercise in futility. 2, let's get to know who are going to participate in that exercise. Because as far as I'm concerned, they have mobilized the entire Taveta to go and vote. And some people voted. People from Tanzania. I don't think I'll go by that. That's among the reasons why I'm rejigging. Finally, he had hired goons to come and break into the office where a meeting was being held by the chairman of the county electoral board. Has any action been taken? The goons are known. They beat people. A statement was recorded by one of the ladies who was hurt. Nothing has come up. Everybody is quiet about it. So those are 3 malpractices. 1, beating up people. 2, holding people hostage. 3, creating his own polling stations. And we want us to take it lying down just because he's a governor? No way. Not Mwadegu. Tom Mwadegu, forget it. Let him go it alone. And since I'm backed by the entire county ODM board, I will not shiver. That is my stand. And they are here. They can speak for themselves. You have seen them. They have traveled all the way from Taita to come to Orange House and make a statement that is their stand. And, yes.
The 22 polling stations that are being decided by the elections board. He never consulted you upon kuongezea zile vituo zingine. Na vituo 22 vilipiga kura na Taveta. Na tunajiuliza swali, kama hivyo vituo 22 vilipiga kura, je, hivyo wanavyolalamikia viko wapi? Na kama kweli ni vituo vingekuwa vinaongezewa, angekuwa anahusisha chama na pia aspirants ambao wanasimama. Kwa hivyo sisi kama msimamo wa officials wa chama cha Taveta County, tunasema yanayofanywa na hii nyumba hapa nyuma hayaturidhishi kamwe. Na sisi tumekuja hapa kwa niaba ya wakazi wa Taveta County. Kweli ama urongo? Kweli. Basi tunaomba Bwana Raila, baba, na usikize hii, tunakuheshimu sana. Lakini mali imefika, tunaona chama inataka kuchezea mchezo. Hatutaki kama kukiwa kiongozi ambaye atakuwa ni weak opponent kwa watu wa Jubilee. Ile ngome ni ya ODM zone, na kama unataka baba kuona vituko, jaribu wataita. Kuanzia leo tunaomba baba usikize msimamo wetu. Hatuna mengi, tunataka certificate ya all elected leaders from governor to MCAs. Leo. Na lingine tunasema ni hivi. Kama mulikula, tapikeni mregeshi. Kwa sababu mchezo wa chama ndio tunaona unaenda kufanya watu wanavunjika moyo na chama cha ODM. Tumeona mfano Funyula, Otoma ameondoka. Je, chifu ipakiondoka itakuwaje? Asanteni sana.
Yes, live pictures there from Orange House here in Nairobi, where Thomas Ludindi Mwadegu is one of the aspirants for the Taita Taveta ODM ticket for the governor's race, and one who received the provisional certificate last week after beating John Murutu at the primaries, has led a delegation there to Orange House demanding that the certificate be handed over to him. After that win, of course, we'll be following the proceedings to understand exactly the party's position with regard to that. Let's now head out to Baringo County, where Jubilee is conducting its primaries there. Well, Kista Nyabwa is at Kabarnet and now joins us for an update. Well, Kista, if you can hear me, give us an update.
Good morning, Fred. Now we are at Visa Oshwal Primary School in Kabarnet, Baringo County, where voting kicked off just before 10 p.m. In this classroom where we are, it is one of 2 classrooms in the school where voting is continuing, and we are joined by one of the presiding officers in this polling station to just tell us about the challenges so far, what caused the delays, and what the course of action to remedy this will be. Thank you, Sheila Rotich. Sheila Rotich is the presiding officer for this polling station. Perhaps you can tell us what caused the delay. Why did the voting start so late?
Thank you very much. I'm very grateful because despite of the challenges here and there, we were able to start. And one of the major challenge was because of the collection of the voting materials. Yeah. So the officers concerned worked up and down to ensure that voting started. Though it started late, we thank God that it has started. Yeah. We actually took a very long time to collect the materials because of the many polling stations in Baringo County. Yeah.
We have had voters who have come to this particular center just talking about how difficult it has been for some of them to find their names on the voter register. Have you received these complaints, and what has been the issue so far?
Actually, that is one of the major challenge in this station of AIC Visa Ocean. Some of the voters, by surprise, they found their names not appearing. And I, as the presiding officer, I'm trying to liaise with the authorities concerned, but because of the many people are calling these people, I cannot access to them right now. But we are forced to use the register which we were given by the office, the Jubilee office. Yeah.
And then one of the other things you had also spoken about earlier was whether there would be an extension given that the voting also started late.
Yeah, just like the way you have said, that it commenced immediately after 9. I've earlier on told you that it was because of also the delayance of the delivery of the materials. Yeah, and I believe, as we liaise with the authorities concerned, I believe they will give room to enough time for the voters to vote. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Sheila Rotich, she is one of 2 presiding officers here at the Visa Oshol Primary School. We have received reports that ballot materials are now arriving in various polling centers around Baringo County. However, interestingly, there has been a communication challenge at this area. The network, at some point, it was impossible to call outside of the center. Therefore, this has also hindered operations to a certain extent. But at this point, the network is back up and running, and therefore we will be able to just keep in touch with other polling centers in the area, as well as just going round to find out whether the materials have arrived. Remember that the first centers that had their materials dispatched were the centers in far-flung areas. Those were the centers that were given priority because of the distance that had to be covered, as well as the topography of the region. But we do expect that some of the materials have arrived now. So far at this center, everything seems to be going smoothly, except for those incidents where a few voters complained that they could not find their names. The others have voted, people have voted and have left, and we do see the queues really just moving pretty fast. So we will just be keeping an eye on other centers across Baringo County and seeing how they're doing as well. Back to you, Fred.
Thank you, Wilkista Nyabwe. They're live from Kabarnet in Baringo County, where voting in the Jubilee Party primaries is currently underway. It started a bit late, but at least they're voting. And of course, we'll keep going back there for more updates from Wilkista. Back in studio, we still have Gabriel Muthuma and Danstan Omari, a governance analyst and political analyst respectively. Now, gentlemen, going back to the issue at ODM headquarters, Orange House, Taita Taveta, as far as ODM is concerned, was among the first counties that conducted their primaries as early as 13th of April. We are seeing now, almost 2 weeks later, certificates have not been issued. People are still complaining. Bwana Modegu there, who, according to the results we got back then, he got more votes than John Murutu. Of course, this has been contested. That county is not among those that have been listed for a repeat poll. What exactly could be happening in such a case? Gabriel.
Thank you again, Fred. Dunstan mentioned earlier on the issue of party loyalists. I think, and in my own view and my own opinion, Modegu becomes the first casualty to that stance. Probably people are asking, and he makes a very valid claim. We finished this earlier on, even though it was contested. From what we saw, it was more like there are no skirmishes, there are no violence, nothing reported that huge. So really, I'm also asking the same question: why has he not been given his certificate? So the issue of loyalty comes in. Probably there's somebody at the headquarters asking, what are these guys been able to do for us? Was he a party loyalist? And probably that's what he's going through as somebody who becomes the first casualty. I would like to see how this pans out. But again, they've made very good claims. They said, you know what, this is the man we've actually elected on the ground. Failure to which, if you do not issue that certificate, then we know that you've played unfair. And we are going to look or going to shop for another party. So I think the party leadership here, they have actually been caught between a rock and a hard place. I want to see how that happens. The other thing I think, Fred, which we need to mention is the other areas that we've just been witnessing. I'll actually give them a kudos, for both, in both parties. In Kisumu, we have seen the party, ODM, I think they have actually injected in what you'd call an early warning system, and probably through what they've told us, through using their internal security apparatus, they've realized they may be skirmishes or violence, and they pulled the exercise from today till to tomorrow. So that's a very good move. We also see in Kirinyaga, apart from people reporting that the ballots were not enough, or the time, the time factor, which the exercises have not started in time. Those are just a few skirmishes that we are seeing. In fact, I won't call them skirmishes, I will call them the few drawbacks. The party, I think, both NASA and Jubilee, they've been able to learn a few things. What comes out very clearly in the Jubilee zones, and I was just talking to a few people who are doing, the exercise early on this morning, and I heard that Jubilee actually went out to ensure that they have a lot of material, enough material to cover everyone. I think the issue of the register may come in as what we are saying, but I think that is that's the exercise that we are seeing, and the problems that we are seeing cover across board. So again, I congratulate the parties who have been able to at least do an exercise with very, very few issues. Yes.
Bwana Omari, of course, given the remaining counties that both ODM and Jubilee has to handle in the next 3 days, enough issues will come, like similar to what Bwana Mwadegu has raised. And of course, the parties have now to resolve some of these disputes, but with ODM taking so long to resolve a dispute that arose on the 13th of April, what does that mean for the party going forward?
I'm shocked that a very serious MP like Mwadegu doesn't understand how politics operate. His was the first election that was announced. To date, he has a provisional certificate. Why didn't he push that after the results have been announced, that result is final? Remember, the three-bench judge of the High Court has made it very clear that the results of a returning officer are final. Correct. The participants, the aspirants, allowed the parties to say that the final results will be issued from Nairobi. Both Jubilee and ODM. So in my own view, that was a strategic move to ensure that whatever is announced down there, if it does not augur well with the owners of the party, the residual title deed is kept in Nairobi at Orange House, and that title deed now will be issued to one Murutu. You heard the other day they were saying that probably Murutu lost because there was rain. Therefore, a repeat will be conducted. And that repeat is only to 5 polling stations. So that already Murutu knows that he needs to get a lorry full of fake votes, stuff them in, and get the ticket. Mwadegu has threatened to move out of ODM. Let me tell you, nobody is scared of politicians threatening to move out of parties. Because what does he bring to the party? And that is the question. The whole of Taita region, what financial muscle does Mwadegu bring to ODM to facilitate, one, the presidential campaign in coastal region and other areas? In my own view, Mwadegu's goose was roasted long time ago. And ODM has realized that now they are slow to release results in their strongholds. They will always play musical chairs and buy time. Okay. So that's my position.
Thank you, Dunstan Omari, political analyst, and Gabriel Mutuma, governance analyst as well, helping us understand exactly what is happening with the party primaries that continue across the country. Remember, for Jubilee, 5 counties are carrying out the party primaries today. For ODM, 2 of them, that's Migori and Homa Bay, voting is underway. Kisumu and Siaya will happen tomorrow, and for Wiper Party, theirs is happening in Kitui. Now we continue our special coverage of the party primaries right here on Citizen Extra. For now, let's take a break. We'll be right back.